We're gonna go into just getting him ready for the girth now. So there's heaps of different ways people can do this, but what I like to do is I'm gonna get the rope, make sure they're desensitized to the rope first, and then I'm gonna get this under his belly. So I've got my rope, flicking it over. Hopefully you can see. Tap under his belly so he can feel and hear it. Don't be too delicate with it. You want to smack it a little bit so they can feel it, because if you're too precious with it, when they feel that girth tighten, they're probably going to buck and freak out. So we want to try and build their confidence up to minimize the bucking now before we put the saddle or anything else on. So tapping under his belly, reach under, grab that rope, slack. Make sure you got a wither length of rope. That way you can pull his head to the side and disengage his hind end if you need. And all I'm going to do is bump, bump, bump. He wants to move off. That's okay. I just pull his head to me. Bump, bump. Good. And I just build him up slow. I'm not going in hoiking that up straight away, because that's how you'll get a bit of a bad reaction. I like to take my time because, yeah, there's no rush, and I'm gradually increasing that pressure and he's just handling it, which is great. All right, and now once you've done this, you want to make them move while they feel it, because when you get the girth on, or your roller or your saddle, they're gonna move. So you want them to feel it before you do that. So bumping this, pulling his head around. He's a little unsure, a little sticky. Keep going, disengage that hind end. Nice, bumping the whole time. And woo. And I'm still bumping. Nice, that was good. Now I'm just going to change sides. And I'm happy with that, so I'm going to move on to the next step. So introduce the roller. So make sure you jiggle it, let him know it makes noise, let him smell it if he wants. Maybe, maybe not. No. So you can introduce it out wide, so start out wide, work your way in. You don't want to just rush in there and spook him. So he kind of wants to smell it now. There you go, nice. Then I'm just going to touch him with it. Once either side. Not being too precious about it. See there, he's moving a little. He's like, oh, I need to smell that again. Or no, I'm just closing my little brain off a bit. There you go, good boy. Nice, good boy. You want to smell? And I'm just going to plop it over. Good boy. And I'm going to just do it up gradually. Remember, banging under there so you can let him know something's coming. You can see he's a little nervous there, so keep that. Come back. It's all right. And same with this, I'm not hoiking that up straight away, doing it super tight. I've done it up tight enough so that if he does freak out and buck, it's not going to slip back into his flank and make it worse. But it's also loose enough for him not to have a really bad meltdown right now. And then what you do is you disengage the hind end here and let him feel that that's under his belly for the first time moving. Nice, pretty chilled with that. Woo. So I'm just going to tighten it now. And then when you move them off too, it's going to loosen it a little bit more. So that's why you want to keep going back and forth, checking it. It's also not going to hurt them so much if you do it up super tight. It's like, imagine someone coming up behind you and just like that. That's why a lot of horses just go, wow, and start bucking. Because they haven't had the time to feel it and be reassured that it's not going to eat them. So yeah, that's why I'm a bit slower with my girthing. I think I've got the time, so why not? So disengage again. Let him feel it while he's moving. This is why it's important not to just lunge your horse straight out once you've put a girth on as well. You want to let them feel it in small circles, so it's easier to shut that buck down if it does happen. All right, and gradually tightening it. unsure there, stay with him. If he wants to keep moving, just put him in a circle. There, and that's the tightest it's been on him. Handling it really well, disengaging that hind end. Whoa, nice, good boy. And then I'm just going to do the other side. Right, so now I'm just going to lunge him out for the first time with his roller. Point, click. Don't need to flag him. And walking to start is fine. Let him get out wider. And then ask for that trot. Nice. Whoa. Beautiful. And then other side. So point, nice, beautiful. Good. Then I like to just walk and trot for the first lap, and now I'm going to ask him for a canter, so hopefully he'll do it. And yeah, because cantering's usually the most likely time for a buck, but as you can see, if you prep them up right, like what we've done, they shouldn't feel the need to buck. So let's hope he stays like that, and we'll see. Good boy. Good boy. Have a think. Have a think, Bubba. Have a smell too. So it's important to remember to let your horse smell the flag after you've used it as a tool to make them go a bit faster, because you don't want him to be scared of it, but you want him to be responsive to it. So you hear desensitize, then sensitize. And I could see he was a little bit unsure. He's like, oh, Jesus, it's a bit scary. So I said, look, just have a smell. Remember this thing, it doesn't kill you. And then he goes, ah, oh, that's right, I'm still alive. Yeah, that's some of the steps that I take. Hopefully you enjoyed it or found some of it helpful. And hopefully you want to keep following along Beau and my journey together. Love him.